Hello friends, welcome to the Anatomy Hub. Today we'll study about the cerebrum part 2 in the section of your neuroanatomy. So today's main topic will be the importance of the gyri and their functions. The brain that has the unique appearance that consists of many ridges and indentations that we'll see in the next slide here. Here you can see so many raised parts. So these raised parts are known as your gyrus, and the plural is the gyri. That is an indentation or the depression you will find over here. So this depression that is known as the sulcus, or that is known already we have discussed about the sulcus in our part 1. And the plural will be the sulci or the fissure. So this gyri and sulci give the brain its wrinkled appearance that you can observe over here. And this outer part of this brain that is known as the cerebral cortex. So the cerebral cortex or outer part or outer layer of the cerebrum that consists of the gyri that are typically surrounded by one or more sulci that you can observe over here. And this cerebral cortex is most highly developed area of the brain, and it is responsible for higher brain functions such as the thinking, planning and decision making that already we have discussed. So here the will focus the only the gyrus or the gyri. So this gyri and sulci, they are the folds in the brain that give it the wrinkle appearance. Gyrus are the folds or bumps in the brain, and the sulci are the indentations or grooves in the brain. So folding of the cerebral cortex that creates the gyri and the sulci, which separate the brain regions and increase the brain surface area and the cognitive ability. This thing also we have discussed in our part 1. So this gyri and sulci, they forms the boundaries within and between the lobes of the brain that divides into two hemispheres also here. So here you'll find the medial longitudinal fissure, that is the sulcus that separates the left and the right brain hemispheres, and in between these two there is a connector. That connector is known as your corpus callosum, that is found within this fissure. So an example of gyrus, that is the Broca's area. So this Broca's area of the brain that actually orchestrate the speech production. So today we'll see the brain gyri. So that for that reason we'll have a superolateral surface, and we'll have a medial surface, and we'll distinguish the important gyri of the cerebrum. So as you know that here you'll find the central sulcus. So the central sulcus that divides the cerebrum into anterior as a frontal lobe, and posteriorly you'll find this parietal lobe, and inferiorly you'll find occipital lobe. But here this central sulcus, or you can say the fissure of Rolando, that divides the frontal and the parietal lobe. So here we see the precentral gyrus. So this precentral gyrus that is found on the lateral surface of the frontal lobe, and that acts as a primary motor area of the brain. Like that, here you'll find the postcentral gyrus just behind the central sulcus, that is found on the lateral surface of the parietal lobe, and that acts as the primary somaesthetic area of the brain. Like that, you'll find here the opercular portion of the inferior frontal gyrus, the triangular portion of the inferior frontal gyrus, and the orbital portion of the inferior frontal gyrus. So this inferior frontal gyrus that is found on the lateral surface of the frontal lobe, and this area actually it is involved in speech production. So like this you will find here the anterior paracentral lobule that is found in the medial surface of the frontal lobe, and that is continuation of the precentral gyrus. So here I am showing you in the lateral side, but it is more visible in your medial side. So like that, here you'll find the superior parietal lobule that is actually found on the lateral surface of the parietal lobe, and it is involved in your somatosensory activity. So here you'll find the inferior parietal lobule that is found on the lateral surface of the parietal lobe, that divided into following structures like your supramarginal gyrus. So the supramarginal gyrus that involved in the integration of sensory information, and uh, this this is also the part of your inferior parietal lobule, or you can say the gyrus. And after this supramarginal gyrus, you will find here the angular gyrus. So this angular gyrus that is involved in receiving the visual information. Like this, here you'll find the superior temporal gyrus that is found on the lateral surface of the temporal lobe and contains the vernix area, which allows us to compute the language. Like this, here you'll find the middle and the inferior temporal gyrus that is found on the lateral surface of the temporal lobe. So here you can see the medial section of your brain, or you can say the medial surface of the cerebral hemisphere. So here in this green area you will find the fusiform gyrus, that is also known as the temporo-occipital gyrus. That is a large spindle shaped gyrus, and that spans across the basal surface of the temporal and the occipital lobes of the cerebral hemisphere. So this region of the brain has been implicated in higher processing of visual information, including your visual processing and recognition of faces, body, color, and words. Although the functions of this fusiform gyrus have not been fully defined, but we can just guess that this gyrus is for the processing and recognition of the face, body, color, and words. Here you will find the parieto-occipital fissure that you can see over here, and just posterior to that, here you will find the posterior paracentral lobule of your precuneus area that will found on the medial surface of the uh, parietal lobe, and simply a continuation of your postcentral gyrus. Like that, here you'll find the cuneate gyrus, or simply you can say the cuneus, that is found in the medial surface of the occipital lobe, separated by the calcarine fissure that you can find over here, borders the primary visual cortex. Like this, here you'll find the superior and inferior occipital gyrus. So here you'll find the superior occipital gyrus, and here you'll find the inferior occipital gyrus that is found on the lateral surface of the occipital lobe. So like this, here you'll find the lingual gyrus at the medial surface of your cerebral hemisphere. So this gyrus, that is also the part of your occipital lobe, but in the medial surface. Here you'll find the corpus callosum over here, and above to this corpus callosum, here you'll find a gray matter. So this gray matter, it is known as your cingulate gyrus. So the cingulate gyrus is a part of the human brain on the medial aspect of each of the cerebral hemisphere, along with the parahippocampal gyrus. It makes up the limbic cortex of the brain's limbic system. As you study the different anatomy topics, you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed, maybe even a little anxious. Ever find yourself, that is your cingulate gyrus that helping express your emotional state through the gesture, posture, and the movement. Recently, the cingulate gyrus has become the subject of many cognitive and neurocognitive studies, and it has been implicated in Alzheimer's disease, anxiety disorders, addictions, depression, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia, uh, that is related to the disorder of this cingulate gyrus. Like that, here you'll find the and uh, short gyri and the long gyri. So the short and long gyri that is found on the lateral surface of the insular lobe, or say the insula. About this insula we have already discussed in our part 1. Please go to this I button and you can watch that. And this actually it is insular lobe. Here you'll find this lateral surface of your cerebral hemisphere. Here you'll find the short gyri, and here you'll find the long gyri. And this short and long gyri, they are actually involved in the sensation of your taste. Like that, here you'll find the parahippocampal gyrus that is found on the medial surface of the limbic lobe, and the hippocampal formation that is found in the medial surface of the limbic lobe, that comprises the hippocampus, dentate gyrus, and the subiculum, and subcallosal, and parolfactory, and preterminal gyri that is found on the medial surface of the limbic lobe, referred to as the subcallosal area. So here we have completed about the important gyrus that is present in the cerebral hemisphere, and its little bit function about this gyrus. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, and comment, and definitely subscribe here, and press the bell icon to get the new videos. Thank you.